So hello everyone. In the previous presentation, we just went through the zoogeography, the introduction, the history of zoogeography, and the first part of the first unit of zoogeography, that is animal distribution. There we discussed about the patterns of distribution. The first two types which we discussed were continuous distribution and discontinuous distribution. The rest two bipolar and isolated distributions we will be learning in this presentation. Okay. So the third one in the row is bipolar distribution, and here we can see that certain animals, they are found to inhabit only the North Pole and the South Pole, that is Antarctic and Arctic and Antarctic regions respectively, and they don't have any representatives in the intermediate regions. Such distribution is referred as the bipolar distribution, and it was brought to light by the famous Challenger expedition. Challenger expedition is a term given to the expedition which was carried to the polar regions, and they had conducted the studies of all those animals which were found over there. Okay, some typical examples of bipolar distributions are coelenterates like Lamprey, Myriothyla, and Grammaria. Then we have the mollusks like Limacina, then acidians like Didymus albidum. Then we have fishes like Oncorhynchus, that is the salmons, okay, and Lamna cornubica. All these are species which show bipolar distributions. Okay, bipolar animals are considered to be the relics of previously cosmopolitan fauna. And another viewpoint is that these animals might have migrated to the polar regions from the intermediate zones and undergone an almost parallel vertical evolution. Okay, we'll just see the few examples. This is the example Limacina helicina, and here you can see this is the mollusk, and it is found only in these shaded parts. Okay, here sorry, vertical. The yellow shaded parts. These are the areas where it can be found. You can see it is only found along the polar regions. It is not found anywhere in between, right? So this is one example. Another is obviously, polar bear, and here this is actually the northern pole, and this is the only place where we can find the polar bear. So it is found only in one of the poles, and we don't have any other representatives anywhere else on the earth. So it is a polar distribution. Fine. Now the next one is isolated distribution. Here we can see certain animals that are confined to certain isolated areas of the earth, and they are primitive and are on verge of extinction. That is, they are considered to be living fossils. Their survival is due to the absence of competition and predation in their habitats. Whatever is left remaining, very few number, that is remaining because of the less absence of competition and predation in the habitats they are surviving, and they are represented in very small numbers, very few in number. Examples are we have Sphenodon under the order Rhynchocephalia. It is otherwise known as a Tuatara lizard, found in New Zealand. You can see here. So this is where it is found, right? Then you have monotremes and marsupials from Australia. So we'll be looking into detail here, right? So this is Sphenodon. Sphenodon is a lizard-like creature confined to the coastal island of New Zealand, and it is the only living representative of the reptilian order Rhynchocephalia. And Sphenodon, you can see the figure. This is where New Zealand part is, and it is found only in this particular regions. Okay, these dotted regions where it is found, and this is a part, okay, where it is found, and you can see Northern Island. Okay, it is one of the ancient reptiles, and all its relatives are extinct. In spite of a long span of evolution of about 100 plus millions of years, it has retained many primitive features, and thereby throwing light to the phylogeny of reptiles, that is evolution of the reptiles, and hence it is considered as a living fossil. Okay, and unfortunately this living fossil is approaching extinction because of very few numbers, and restricted to a particular area because of isolated distribution, and is now being protected by the law. Okay, the next one is monotremes, the platypus, the one which includes platypus. Monotremes are Primitive egg-laying mammals. They are represented by two genera. Um, One is Ornithorhynchus. That is, here you have the duck-billed platypus. You can see this is the species Ornithorhynchus, and another species is Echidna, which is otherwise known as spiny anteater. Okay, even though I haven't given the picture here, I hope you have already studied zoology in your fourth semester. Both genera are distributed in isolated areas. Ornithorhynchus, that is duck-billed platypus, it is found in the rivers and lakes of Australia and Tasmania. You can see, right? Sorry. Okay, this is the part, okay, in Australia and in Tasmanian region. Here it is actually native to these places, while it has been introduced to a new area in somewhere here in an island for its like conservation purpose. And echidna, on the other hand, it is found in Australia, New Guinea, and neighboring islands. Okay, it is found in Australia, New Guinea, somewhere on the north, and in neighboring islands, you can see the echidna. Okay, so this is again an example for isolated distribution. Fine. So we saw bipolar distribution. Examples where, for example, you had salmon, polar bear, and the what they call the mollusca. Okay, the Limacina helicina, the what you call mollusca with the coil shell. Okay, it is coming under theropod. Fine. Then we had what you call isolated distribution. We saw two examples: Sphenoran, that is coming under order Rhynchocephalia, the single genus, which is found only in New Zealand. And then we had monotremes, Ornithorhynchus, the duck-billed platypus, and Echidna, the spiny anteater, which is confined to the Australian region. Fine. So these are the four kinds of distribution, of four patterns of distribution. I hope it is clear. Okay, fine. Now we will see the means of distribution. Okay.